Thank you, Mr. President. This Council and other UN mechanisms, as well as the NGO community, were created to implement the 1948 Universal Declaration on Human Rights. We have failed disastrously, as we are reminded every day. Instead of taking action to stop the atrocities in Syria and other parts of the world, this Council and far too many NGOs continue to exploit the language of human rights and the Universal Declaration for immoral political warfare. Permanent Item 7 is a major system of this failure. There is nothing universal about the double standards and false accusations discussed under this item, or the various committees, commissions, special rapporteurs, and others. The Western Europe and other group has long recognized this. It is time for all delegations serious about human rights to do so as well. Later today, we will be discussing Item 9 and mark 15 years since the infamous Durban Conference, which was organized and held under the auspices of the UN Commission on Human Rights. In the words of the late U.S. Congressman Tom Lantos, the conference was a disaster. It disintegrated into an anti-American, anti-Israeli circus. A number of Islamic states conducted a well-orchestrated effort to hijack the event. The NGO forum quickly became stacked with Palestinian fundamentalist Arab groups which organized anti-Israeli and anti-Semitic rallies. For me, Congressman Lantos said, having experienced the horrors of the Holocaust firsthand, this was the most sickening and unabashed display of hate for Jews I had seen since the Nazi period. I also wish to recall the words of Professor Irwin Cotler, a member of the Canadian delegation, member of Parliament, who said, Durban became the tipping point for the coalescence of a new, virulent, globalizing anti-Jewishness, reminiscent of the atmospherics that pervaded Europe in the 1930s. The NGO forum, legitimized by groups like Human Rights Watch, Amnesty, Fédération Internationale des Droits de l'Homme, are full participants, then and now. They have done incalculable damage to human rights and continue exploiting these values as weapons to false allegations of war crimes, apartheid, and violations of international law.